Oh, hi. How are you? My name is John Green, and today I'm going to be talking about Romanticism. Now, what is Romanticism? Well, Romanticism was a movement that started by around 1770 and lasted until 1848. Romanticism was partly a reaction to the Industrial Revolution going on in England around that time, the Age of Enlightenment, and the Age of Reason. All these three were components of modernity, which the Romantics abhorred. The Age of Enlightenment gave scientific reasons for things that happened in nature. The Age of Reason said that everything had a scientific reason for it. And the Romanticists just didn't have it. The Romantics believed that not everything could be explained by reason, and sometimes you just had to believe. Science did not have to answer the questions to life. So what was Romanticism characterized as? Well, I'm glad you asked. Romanticism celebrated nature and the spirit of the individual. Furthermore, it viewed the natural world as the origin of positive, good emotions and ideas. It had the belief that humans are neither good nor completely bad. And furthermore, that the idea of morality should be decided within each community. Romantics preferred the medieval rather than the classical. They liked nature rather than industry. The Romantics believed that to enhance people themselves and the community as a whole, they had to return to the old ways. Hi, John. How are you today?
Oh, this your name's John.
No, I'm John Green.
I'm John Green.
No, I'm John Green.
No, I'm John Green.
You want to be John Green?
Sure. Great.
We can see the themes of Romanticism, of imagination, emotion, freedom, and nature in their works. First, we're going to discuss literature. Now, there are many creative literary techniques that were dispersed amongst countless romantic writers. Romantic literature based their writings on supernatural, human psychology, and a lot of those types of things. One of the more prominent romantic writers was... Take it away, John. I just turned off your computer.
One of the many great romantic poets was Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Coleridge wrote many poems, including The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which we discussed in depth in class. But in 1797, he wrote Kubla Khan. Coleridge uses descriptive language to depict nature and its beauty. For example, in Kubla Khan, he writes, "So twice 5 miles of fertile ground, with walls and towers were girdled round, and there were gardens bright with sinuous rills," which means like intertwining rivers, "where blossomed many an incest-bearing tree, and here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery." So he uses imagery to depict the beautiful nature that was within Kubla Khan's kingdom. And you could see also the romantic idea of imagination in this, as he's just depicting what he saw in his opioid-induced dream, which is very imaginative. But although it was imaginative, it still there was many technical aspects in the poem, which include internal rhymes, alteration in tempo, adjustments that were very creative and very new to that time. John Green, take it away.
Another prominent romantic writer was William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth composed Upon Westminster Bridge, September 3rd, 1802, on September 3rd, 1802. Wordsworth wrote this poem on a train. While most romantics appreciated beauty of nature, Wordsworth actually wrote this poem about the beauty that humanity can bring as well. This poem reads, "The city now doth like a garment wear the beauty of the morning, silent, bare. Ships, towers, domes, theaters, and temples lie open unto the fields and to the sky." Wordsworth captures the paradox that although nature is beautiful, man-made structures can also be beautiful. This veered off from the regular romantic ideas. Wordsworth uses romantic metaphors in this poem, comparing this city to majesty, temples, and glittering skies.
Oh, hey, John.
Hey, John.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
There you go.
Hi, class.
Adios.
So not only did the Romantics have literature, they also had a wide range of philosophical ideas. Immanuel Kant, one of the most prolific Romantic philosophers, Kant believed that we will find the answer we are looking for, not in the world, but inside of ourselves. Take it away, John. Romantic art first showed itself in the form of landscape painting. For this, we're going to go look at the Met. Thank you. So we're about to go into the exhibit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, where Cole's paintings are actually on site. This is actually one of Cole's most famous paintings, called The Oxbow, depicts the river. And actually, if you see all the way down here, that's Cole himself painting. And he's showing us the beautiful nature on the side and kind of civilization building on the opposite side. It was a very romantic message that he was sending us with the nature and how tampering with it could cause destruction of humankind. And by the age of 24, he actually moved to New York, where he got a loan after trading paintings with one of his fellows to actually go to the Hudson Valley and create paintings. So this is actually one of his very romantic pieces, which depicts nature in its purest form in the Garden of Eden. And he was a romantic in which he believed that nature was not to be tampered with, and that nature in its purest form was art in and of itself. And so he went around and he painted art, where he actually became famous for his landscapes of America. So before Thomas Cole started painting landscapes, he actually made over 2,500 sketches. This was one of them. They were on all different types of things, from mountains to people. And this right here is, in essence, a story of the creation of an empire and its destruction. From here you see the origins, the beginnings, and it starts building up. This is the prime of the empire. And over here is its destruction and its aftermath. So Cole actually made two of these, one about an empire and one about actually the life of mankind. This is Cole's actual sketch box, which he used for most of these paintings. It's pretty cool. When Cole actually traveled to the Hudson Valley and painted his paintings of the Hudson Valley, he essentially became the father of the Hudson River School, which was a school which practiced Romanticism and Romantic art. And eventually the second generation of the school, the Hudson River School, actually created the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and they started to house art here, which is very interesting because this is where Cole's work is actually on exhibit, so you can see how he influenced people who actually created the love of art.
Romantic, so he appreciated nature, how it was. He and his students learned the art style of Romanticism. You can tell by this painting, but it's called Progress, and it actually depicts like advancement and actual like cultivating and everything, as opposed to here on this side where it's all like wild. Here it's inhabited, and the land was worked and everything is building. So it actually has a different idea than Cole, because Cole was romantic, while his students actually had the idea that his student Duran thought that what happened here with the railroad in the background and all that, he thought that was better, and that it's better than nature. So it was actually kind of anti-romantic and not actually romantic. van Beethoven was born in Bonn in the Holy Roman Empire at about December 17th, 1770. No one really knows when he was actually born. He was baptized on December 17th, so most scholars accept that he was born on December 17th as well. At the age of 21, Beethoven moved to Vienna to learn under Joseph Haydn, who was a prominent composer at that time. Beethoven stayed in Vienna until he died in 1827. Romantic music focused on conveying emotions. As you could tell by the clip we just played. When Beethoven started to lose his hearing, he became depressed and his style of music changed. He veered away from the more classical scales of his predecessors like Mozart and Haydn, and he started to create his own style. So who are today's romantics? A great example of a modern romantic painter is Bob Ross, as we mentioned before. Possibly, I don't know if we did. So Bob Ross all his paintings, if you watch the show The Joy of Painting, all of his paintings were nature, were pictures of nature, and every time in his episode, I don't think a single episode has gone by where he hasn't said something like, oh, nature is art on its own, stuff like that. That's what a romantic would say. That's what romantics believe, that nature is beautiful the way it is, and we don't need to change it. Bob Ross would paint these landscape paintings much like Thomas Cole would, in the same fashion. It was a romantic fashion where he portrayed nature in the most beautiful, purest form that nature is.
Taylor Swift is also New Romantics. Completely unrelated from her song The New Romantics, all of her music conveys emotions, whether it be her yelling at ex-boyfriends or just other songs that she makes. The music of the Romantics conveyed a lot of emotion, just like Taylor Swift songs, which also convey emotions.
Another modern-day romantic is Prince EA, because of his video, Can We Autocorrect Humanity, in which he states that humans, on average, spend 4 years of their lives staring down into their phones. In this video, he preached just putting down your phones, building relationships with each other, and just going outside and observing the beauty of nature and the world that we have in front of us, which is a very romantic idea, which is portrayed in their art and their music and their literature. If she does, it'll be really funny. She'll be like, why was there how to wear a beanie?
Oh my god, Abby had Mikey's glove on her hand, and she sentence after
We'll try to film a video.
Okay.
Flat Earthers are another way we can see romanticism in the modern day. Flat Earthers do not rely on science to show them that the globe is actually round. Flat Earthers don't care about science and rather base their ideas upon their intuition. If we see flat, then the Earth must be flat. Just like the Romantics, who did not base their ideas on science, rather they base their ideas on their intuition and imagination. Flat Earthers imagine things, okay? Don't be a Flat Earther. Thank you. I'm playing Beethoven.
Oh, I get it. That's fine. We're gonna insert the music after.
Yes.
We should definitely start like this. It'll be really funny. Like it's unedited. Don't actually do it. It'll be really
We'll
funny.
cut it in post.
We'll cut it in post. Yeah,
We'll cut it in post.
And it's just like,
Look at the camera. Look at the audience. Hi, audience.
how are you doing today?
Shh.
Bless you if you sneeze during the making of this video. Oh, wait, we need a marker for the.
Oh, we do.
Right on the board. Have you?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Romanticism project. My name is Shai Rosenberg. This is Eitan Leitner, and I'm wearing a shirt.
Alright.
Calm, cool, collected. Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce.
Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you want in a Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus. But as it turns out, that's exactly what you get.
God.
For cheddar.
Stop! It's 8:15.
Yeah.
Pan in, zoom in on my face, right here. Romanticism was a movement that started in around 1770 and went until around 1884, 1848.
Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna film you.
No.
This is not gonna work!
This is gonna work! Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Romanticism project. My name is Shai Rosenberg, and you're Eitan Leitner.
Stop.
You're Eitan.
Just trust me for this.
Here's a question for you. What was a movement in the 1770s that lasted until the 1840s that rhymes with schmomanticism?
Mr. Green,
Yes, Harold.
is it anti-Semitism?
Close.
No, it's not.
Play it.
Well, my computer's off. What do you do? He wrote many poems. Why are you giving me hand signals? Like, I'm trying to talk to the audience. One of the men.
Now, while most romantics did what romantics did, William Wordsworth you're not as good as me. You'll never be as good as me.
Keep going.
Thesaurus.
Here, just say that he did this.
My
when we
favorite
were drunk.
dinosaur. I don't know what he really did.
All right, John. Thanks, John.
No problem, John.
Now we're gonna shift to romantic. Oh! Oy vey. Time out. What are we gonna talk about?
This is due tomorrow, by the way.
Okay, now we're gonna do.
Thomas Cole, one of the great romantic artists.
Thomas Cole. What is the great romantic artist?
Thomas Cole, one of the great romantic artists, first noted episode
Who show you show?
We're gonna go to the Metaphor.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Perfect. Because Bob Ross wouldn't tell lies.
Happy little accidents.
Happy little accidents. Stop! Beethoven's. Now listen to this wonderful clip of Beethoven's music. Insert song here. Wow, that was emotional. Romantic music, folks. That was so dumb. We're keeping this. Whatever. No editing. No editing.
Believe that.
Stay out! Stop showing me pictures of your ex-girlfriend.
It's not my ex-girlfriend.
Who is? Alright, you want to do Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Essentially.
Taylor Swift.
I don't know.
Is
Wakanda forever.
Inside of ourselves, but actually giving them out and giving them to the world. The LGBT community also
Being
in
distracted,
the
get
Beninging in the Beninging in the Beninging. The next romantic. This is the chemicals in the water turn the freaking frogs gay. Ah!
I don't know what got over me. Oh wait, yeah, I do. It was Alex Jones. Alex Jones, one could make the claim that he's a romantic because in one of his many rants, he. Oh, you want to keep doing that? The chemicals in the water are turning the freaking frogs gay.
Dream.
I closed my laptop in remembrance of Prince EA.
He's still alive.
I think I just broke the screen.
The romantics actually coincide with the gesticulation of the flat earthers. Flat earthers actually coordinate with the idea of sophistication, embodying the fact of.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing flat earthers. We're done.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the gym. You see this? If this man, he's falling down, right? When you jump, you go down, right? So he's going down. But this guy in the bottom of the
John.
globe, this guy at the bottom of the globe, if he were to be on the bottom, if he were really on the bottom, he would fall straight into space because he's going down. This is down, right? If he's down, right? So therefore, the Earth must be flat. If this guy falls down on this side, this guy falls down on this side too.